12, which totally wasn't experiencing technical difficulties before. I am your host, Darby. This is my co host, Miranda, and we are going to bring you some content about the Overwatch League, as we do. But before we do that, I guess we'll just fill you in on what we've been up to. Miranda, what have you been up to since last week?
As previously stated, um, nothing. I'm largely bored and at home and prepping for to leave to Dublin, which actually I got shouted out by the Ireland World Cup team, which was kind of sick. And now they owe me a beer, which is awesome.
That's very cool.
So that kind of made my day. And yeah, I'm largely just working an office job, kind of making plans to hang out with people before I leave. And this is actually going to be probably my last broadcast for like the next 4 months,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure how time zones work and how much time I'm going to be having when I'm across the ocean and in a very, very cold, rainy place. But yeah,
We'll
that's
just
about it.
stream. We'll just stream on EU time. EU friendly HausQueens stream.
Just for me.
Owl isn't EU friendly, but HausQueens will be. I have also more or less been doing the exact same thing I've been doing, which is writing and watching Owl and working my research job, which oddly enough, those two have intersected, and I'm now doing some esports consulting for my research job. And I'm not sure how much I can run my mouth about that because I think some of that might be confidential. But it's pretty
Confidential,
cool.
schmonfidential.
Yeah,
Give us the
minor
deets.
details. I
Give
will
us the give us the
give us
juice.
the juice, give us the Darby lore. But yeah, it's been pretty cool to have my two jobs intersect like that. That's been kind of cool. And then I've just been watching Owl, which has been very shaken up, and like many of the other people on my Twitter feed last night, I was really enjoying the Owl appearances at the variety event last night.
So
Which
like
was
here's the thing. I went to sleep early last night because I was like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm gonna take care of me. So I went to bed at like maybe 11 EST. And I wasn't like on social media basically, like on Twitter, really, like most of the night. So I woke up this morning and I was like, what? Like I had no idea. I had no idea anything happened. And everyone was like, why does Jonak look like that? And I was like, why does Jonak look like what? And it was mostly just me being confused for like most of the first half of the day. Something funky fresh is going on with our stream, ladies and gentlemen.
oh, is it?
I do believe so.
You think so?
Yeah. I have some Discord nonsense happening right now. I think we're good.
Okay, it's like looks fine for me.
I'm just very delayed and dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very behind on all of that nonsense. But we're here today to give you our unwarranted opinions and unwanted opinions on exactly how everyone looked.
I was really enjoying it. I said earlier before we went live, it's like the closest thing us esports people get to like a Met Gala. It's just like finally we get to experience some. We get to judge people's looks, which is all I really care about in the end. And so that you can also judge the looks along with us, I am pulling up the picture that Variety posted of our lads at the event. As you can see, we've got Jaehong looking funky fresh. And then we got some questionable looks here, but we've also got some pretty good looks. Miranda, what's sticking out here?
like a color that just like matched one of the colors on his shirt. But he decided not to do that, which disappoints me because this is a really cute shirt. We got Custa over here looking like an insurance salesman. We got Mickey, always looking funky fresh. He looks great. Jonak looks like his mom let him dress him for school. And it didn't turn out very well.
Apparently switching scene cut you out, so we will not do that again.
Oh no! So I have to go through all of that again? Okay. I'll read everyone again. It's fine. If you didn't hear me, I'm sorry. I'll go through it again. Basically, what I said was Baby Bay looks hot. His outfit is awesome. I really, really like his shirt. I really like his shoes, which you can't see in the picture, but they have spikes on them. I also really like the way he accessorized everything. Jake doesn't have a body. Space. His shirt is awesome, but he decided to wear it with shoes that have neon green laces on them. Not great. Super shirt is cool. Custa looks like an insurance salesman. Mickey looks awesome. And Jonak looks like he's wearing pajamas that are too big for him. And I just want to know why it's so hard to find clothes that fit.
I love our boy Jonak, but he got red on Twitter and he deserved it. What is going on?
I don't even. I don't.
Now my camera's frozen.
Your camera's frozen?
I am not nailing this today. Let's
okay.
leave and come back.
We're learning.
Yeah, this
Darby's
is my
first time producing. Everyone say yay.
This is my first time producing.
I can't produce because I have a MacBook and I'm an Apple slave.
We are doing our
money.
We are doing our best. So bear with us.
Okay,
Slightly scuffed stream. Kate, we miss you. Kate, the most confident of us all.
Kate is always the one who produces us, but Darby was like, I can do it, because Kate had other issues to attend to.
Yeah,
Kate just said, it's sad when I have the brain cell.
Yeah, Kate had to use the brain cell to take care of a child. I understand. It's more important.
But yeah, I think a lot of these outfits look really cool when you like cut it just to like ankle level.
As long as we ignore the shoes.
Yeah, like I'll never understand. Like I'm always down to clown with like a semi-formal outfit and like sneakers for like an event that's like not necessarily super formal but like kind of casual. But the shoes at the very least have to go with your outfit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're still just because they're not on your feet doesn't mean they're not part of the outfit. Pay attention to your shoes. Can you tell my mom used to work on 7th Avenue, Fashion Avenue? Oh my god.
I love that for you.
I'm such a diva. But yeah, I think it's actually really cool that they were actually invited to the event. Reading aside.
Yeah, that's honestly, I have most of my fun roasting them for their outfits, even though I think a lot of them look great. Bijou, I think, looks great. I think Custa looks good enough. But he's also Custa, so he'll pull off any look. But also, it's just like looking into the event, because as like I have no idea what Power of Young Hollywood is. It's basically just sort of a A-lister party that, like, you know, Cole Sprouse was at.
And Camila Cabello.
Yeah, and Camila Cabello, who was there and took pictures with them. And just like, it's pretty dope that they got invited at all. It's another win for legitimacy of esports, I guess. First the Olympics, now this.
Wow.
we making it.
Can't believe. Growth. You know what that is? Growth.
You know what that is. I also think the Olympics might be slightly more of a big deal, but you know.
Just a little bit.
I have my priorities in order. You trust me on that one.
I want to know where this event was. Was it in LA?
Probably.
I mean, obviously. Power of Young Hollywood. Duh!
Probably in Hollywood.
I want to try and find a picture of Jake's outfit because I don't. He's just a head in this photo.
Yeah, he didn't have He didn't have an outfit, he was just a head. That was the real look. Serving that invisibility cloak realness.
You're so right. Okay, let's turn to Google and see what he looked like. Wow, all of these pictures are just not of Overwatch League players, even though I searched Overwatch League Power of Hollywood. Thanks, Google. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Okay, it says he reused an outfit he casted in last summer for World Cup.
Of course you did.
Thank you, Jake. Very cool.
Thanks, Jake. Love you.
But,
Work. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, I love the black, chic, stylish. Jonak, please get fitted. Next.
Good tailors. But yeah, beyond that, we're also going to talk about some games. As much as I would love to commit an hour to just sort of roasting all these boys for their fashion senses, or in the case of Jaehong and Bishu, blessing them for their fashion senses. But some stuff also happened, on stage
Just a few things.
in the Blizzard Arena. Kind of some big deals. Miranda, our New York fan, how are you feeling?
I'm upset.
I understand.
I'm largely just upset. I was just really disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Actually, I am mad. I saw a lot of tweets on my timeline about basically it was just a lot of like it's just an off game, blah 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 blah. Like it's fine. But also I feel like if it was just an off game, they wouldn't have lost the week before.
Yeah, it also might have not been a 4-0.
Yeah, like not sure about that one, Chief. I think that an issue that they struggle with every single freaking time that anything changes is adapting.
Mm-hmm.
And like once they're in the meta, like they can do whatever. Like they play really well, and once they're adjusted to a change that has like drastically changed the entire like playing field basically, once they've adjusted to that, then they can adjust to little things in game sometimes on good days, which is why I've heard like the casters praising them on their adaptability, but that's just not the case. They're just not very good at adapting to anything much at all, which makes these stage 4 changes that have happened this year and last year really frustrating. Because you like, especially me, I like to win. I'm a sore loser. I'm a Yankee fan. Like that's just how it be. Like I'm from New York, I'm self-centered and I like to win. That's it. Those are my 2 personality traits. It's just like it's like seeing someone like succeed so much at something last season and then seeing them just like absolutely throw like yeet all of that success like out the window this season once it comes time to use it again is just like so upsetting. I do think that the prevalence of goats kind of just like made everyone rusty, but also like if they've known that 222 had been for a hot minute, they should have kind of negated a bit of that rustiness. Like we shouldn't be adjusting as much as we are now. That adjustment period should not be as bad. But what do I know?
We are just armchair analysts.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But
what do we know? Honestly, kind of going off of that, I'm gonna roast Meko. I'm sorry, Meko, if you're watching this for some reason, because I interviewed him in Atlanta, just sort of talking about this exact thing, like quote unquote F222 came into place because we all knew, but at that point they hadn't confirmed it yet. It was like, how do you guys think you'll adapt? And it seems like the Excelsior in general are very confident in their individual talent. Which is valid because, like, they've got a lot of individual talent. They've got probably still some of the best players in the league. But I think they kind of count on that carrying them through whatever change. And they've proven through Season 1 and through this season that just counting on being good enough is not working out for them. Because they always stumble, like you said. It's like, whenever you get a big change and... Like, this is probably one of the biggest upheavals we've had over the course of OWL, and it's just like, they've kind of proven they can't weather that storm no matter how good they are.
It's just like, It's not even every time that there's a big change. It's every time there's a big change, and it's every time that there's like a game that counts, but they're going against someone who everyone's counting out. They just get like hyper confident, and they're just like, "We're gonna win this. It's fine," and then they just don't.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, next week comes, and they're like, "We're gonna win this," and they don't.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
We won't lose to Atlanta twice in a row. They couldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
No, of course not. We wouldn't. We're New York. We win these, but we don't.
Hashtag winnable. That's Philly, but yeah.
Always winnable. And it's just upsetting. I don't know. It's just, it would be less upsetting if it didn't happen every time. But it does. Which is just like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm just like roasting NYXL for no reason. Like, I love this team. Anyone who knows me knows that I love this team with my whole entire being. Like, audio cut out.
Yeah.
Kate. Twitch is tired of hearing me talk.
It's still saying it's fine on OBS. OBS is tricking me today.
If anyone can tell us when audio is still on, I'm just gonna keep rambling. We're just gonna keep rambling about nonsense.
I guess we'll just keep talking and hope for the best.
Yeah. So Darby, how you feeling?
We're doing all right. All right, someone says audio is good. Audio is good. Audio is good. Only cut out for a second. All right, thank you. Thank you, friends.
I don't know who you are, but I love you. What was I saying? Oh, it would be less frustrating if it didn't happen every single time, but it does.
Yeah.
And that's about where I'm at. I'm just frustrated. I'm always going to be a New York fan because I'm from here.
Kate, you tricked us.
Kate!
Kate, we sat here for that. It's like, no, we don't. Kate, I'm already nervous.
We're already a mess, Kate.
Oh my god. Kate doesn't have the brain cell after all. She lies.
I wonder who it is. I wonder who has the brain cell.
It's probably Rachel.
Probably Rachel.
Yeah, she's asleep.
She always has the brain cell. She's probably having lovely dreams right now. But
I hope so. But yes, New York and their confidence and their hubris.
Literally, it's just like the biggest case of hubris to ever exist. I'm always going to be a New York fan because I'm from here. I was born in Manhattan, raised on Long Island. My entire life has been spent in New York. But I'm mad.
Yeah, I would be too.
And that's about it. I have seen a lot of people just kind of saying like, oh, if you're like mad about this win or whatever, like, I mean, mad about this loss or whatever, like, you're not a real fan. Like, you're just like a bandwagon fan. And I'm just like, no, I'm allowed to be mad at my team.
Yeah, if they're making these same mistakes over and over.
Like, I'm more than allowed to be mad at my team. Anyone team. Yeah. Kate's a great example. She's always roasting the shit out of the Philadelphia Fusion, but it's always out of so much love that she has for that team. Like, literally all the time. She is always rooting for them, like, with her whole entire being. That's my secret. I'm always mad at them. Understandable. Me too.
And like, when you love a team, you want them to do well, and if they keep making the same mistakes over and over, how are you gonna not be mad at them?
Like, especially with
Philly.
A lot of my time spent at the Game Haus writing for the NYXL was spent criticizing NYXL's tank line because somebody who's going to remain nameless would frequently yeet himself into some sort of nether region where he would not be able to escape and not be able to, like, leave or be safe or, like, be healed, and then die before anything would be able to like, every single week I would see it every single time, and I would just be like, when will this child learn to not do that? And he just never did, and it was just, like, so frustrating, and that doesn't make me love this team any less. Like, none of my criticizing them makes me love the team any less. None of my being angry with them makes me love the team any less.
Of course.
Aha! We found the culprit, maybe. Wink. Um,
No, it's Sada, right? That's New York State.
and yeah, I'm just frustrated.
Mhm.
That and a bag of chips.
Yeah, I would be. I would be too. But I'm not because I'm a Washington fan. So I had a great weekend. Speaking of be honest, that was a delight. And shout out to the people. I think it was Kate, Mallory, and Jezzy who were in the call with me, listening to me blow out my mic as the Washington Justice took out the Vancouver Titans with a 4-0. It was
I don't
beautiful.
remember where I was. Oh my god, I was at my grandmother's house, and like I saw number one. Um, I was like scrolling through Twitter, and
Mhm.
I just like everyone was like tweeting one word tweets out that were just like what and oh my god and like just generally super vague things, and I was just like, you know that gif of Donald Glover walking into like a room that's like literally on fire? That was
Mhm.
me on
That was you.
Sunday.
Mhm. Owl
I was
Twitter loves
literally
to do
like
that.
at the barbecue, you know, drinking Inca Cola and like eating some sausage or whatever,
Mhm.
and just like, you know, checking my phone and seeing everyone dying, I guess. And I remember checking my phone and like going into the Overwatch League app because I'm just like, everyone on my timeline that's freaking out about this is an Overwatch League Twitter.
Mhm.
So like, I guess that's what's happening. And I checked it and I was like,
Oop.
hello? Like,
My longest anti-oop ever.
and I,
Oh. So that's very good. Owl Twitter loves to do that, where they're just vague tweeting about everything, and I'm just like, well, I guess I had to be there.
it's fine. I wasn't here, but that's okay.
I wasn't here, Trevor. But yeah, it's a delight and also a confusion as a long-term Washington Justice fan because they're my home team. After going to several watch parties and watching them do Washington things, and then suddenly I turn on Twitch and they're up 2, and then I keep watching, and then they're up 4, and it's very good to watch them, come into their own. I wish it wasn't too late for them to come into their own, but if they're ever gonna do it, it's the sunglasses. It's Kate. It's
It is
because
the sunglasses.
yeah,
She's right.
she is right. That's where all the power is. You know how Danny tried them on during the interview? Now he's gonna go. He's gonna go pro.
She's right.
But yeah, it's hard to tell with Washington because there's just so many moving parts to a team that's not doing very well. Um, so it's just like if 222 came any earlier, would it have helped? I don't know. Who can say? I think but I do think Corey and Stratus have this chance to pop off that they probably haven't had. I'm delighted. I hope Corey makes it onto World Cup. Corey, if you're out there, I'm free on Thursday and would like to hang out. But I don't know. I just enjoy. I'm the anti-Miranda. I like teams who don't do well.
It's not even like
I like to suffer.
okay, I love me a good underdog.
Mm-hmm.
However, I love me some wins more.
Understandable.
So like if you know me, you know I now for multiple reasons that I won't get into.
I won't get into them either. Smile.
What?
I said I won't get into them either. Smile.
Anyway, you know me, and I love some Houston Outlaws, and I am like a huge Shanghai Dragons fan because of like, last season.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I feel like everyone is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's not even like I don't like underdogs. I just would prefer to win, which is fine. If you guys hear thunder, it's because the clouds over Long Island are
Also Shanghai Dragons fans.
Going crazy. Actually, they're Guangzhou Charge fans.
Get it together.
Feel the charge. I would hold up my sleeve, but it's upside down. Good design
Unlucky.
phonetics, thank you.
Just break your arm, forehead. Just go like.
Me bending my elbow in the other direction.
I love that.
Love that.
Come through, Gumby. Gumby?
I hate that.
Gumby. What are words? I don't know what those are.
I hate everything about the last 10 seconds of the body. I wish we hadn't had technical difficulties.
Oh my god. Please.
Please.
The urge.
The urge.
I love that for him.
Feelcha. I mean, you're not wrong. I enjoyed the 6-1 Hangzhou Spark stage a lot better than I'm enjoying the 0-2 Hangzhou Spark stage, so I kind of get it. But you know, if Washington's gonna go 0-3, I at least have something going for me.
I do. I feel like I'm always gonna like the Spark just because they're pink.
Because they're cute.
And yeah, they're adorable. Who doesn't? If you don't like the Spark, DM me and I will fight you.
I'll meet you in the Arby's parking lot.
I will fully meet you in the Arby's parking lot. Fight you to the knockout because they are adorable and deserve all of your love.
Ard.
Love that, Anthony.
Very good.
But yeah, this weekend was difficult.
Ion. Yeah, this weekend was a mess.
But,
yeah, I guess technically, I guess it's worth talking about Florida. Also, Florida beat London. Moving on.
That's that.
Yeah,
Next.
That's all. That's all.
But yeah, that was fun.
I know.
Was an experience. Yeah. I do wish it wasn't all four. Like, as much as I love seeing underdogs beat, like, teams when they've been, like, fully counted out, as much as I love seeing that, I'm just also like, give me a fight.
Yeah, do something.
I like scrappy.
It's okay.
I really do.
I'm used to map 5s. Just give me map 5s. I don't have a sleep schedule.
Sleep schedule who? I don't know her.
I love living
I don't
on
know
the East
sleep. I
Coast.
haven't talked to her in years.
I hope she's doing well, wherever she is. But I mean, you guys talked a bit about 222 lock last week, so I won't like super get into it, but part of me still kind of feels like it was actually Connor who had a really good tweet about it. It's just like, it's a little bizarre just to see everything get turned on its head like this in the second week.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, the Justice can now 4-0 the Titans, and the Hunters can now throw New York.
Especially because, like, the first week wasn't as dramatic. I think, like, it wasn't nearly as, like, earth-shattering to look at, like, the end scores. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Didn't
now
feel like
that
a
we're
fever dream.
Exactly. Like, now that we're, like, 2 weeks in, we're just kind of like, so this is happening.
Here we are.
It certainly is happening.
I don't know. I was always kind of the opinion that if they were going to roll lock, they should either have waited till next season or done it a little earlier. Ideally, I would have liked to have seen it after stage 2, but, you know, we in it now, boys, so.
That's what I was going to say. I would have liked to see it, like, right, like, as we were going into stage 3, especially because I don't want to harp on the MVP thing again, but I'm going to do it anyway.
You should. It's stupid.
It is absolutely stupid. I don't understand how you can decide who the most valued player of an entire season is at, like, the midpoint of a season, because there's so much that has not happened at that point. There's so much that we still need to see. I'm sure at that point they probably had already heard that 222 lock was coming in at the very least. Like, there were probably at the very least rumors. Like,
and it's just like, especially now, you have all these new people popping off who haven't, like, had the chance. I hate to bring it up again, but I'm gonna keep bringing him up until everyone respects his name. Corey, who has been stuck in Zarya jail for the first two stages, and now, I mean, was always kind of hard carrying the Justice, but now is hard carrying the Justice. Like, it's just so strange to me to think that, like, you know, all these DPS players finally out of jail, doing some stuff on the heroes they're like known for.
Yeah.
Totally not in contention. And even like for once DPS heroes or DPS players just like absolutely getting completely ignored for MVP. And especially now when it matters so much.
Like especially when like nobody is an actual like I mean, I'm not going to say nobody because I don't know about you, but like I don't think that anyone can actually see the future 100%. So obviously, nobody probably knew that it was going to be much of an upset once the changes went in. That's probably why they did it so early to begin with. But even still, like, I feel like sports and like any sort of game where there are people playing against people are just like such a volatile sort of thing where like literally anything could happen because humans are so unpredictable and like performance like abilities just kind of like waver in as time goes on. Like, you know, this week could be like a great week for like, I don't know, literally any team. And then next week could be like the worst week in history for them.
Yeah,
like it is just like everything is always changing. And I don't understand why you wouldn't at the very least wait for postseason.
Yeah.
Like wait until we have like our top teams kind of set, ready to go, and then we can kind of decide who's best and who's like gonna be like I hit my air conditioner. Who's gonna be on that list to be honored for this season? Because if you're gonna be honored for the season, you have to have been good throughout the entire season. That's number one. Number two, you can't just ignore the people who made a difference just because they made a difference at the end of the season.
Yeah, and especially if you have a change as massive as role lock, I think it's also worth like seeing who was able to weather that. Like when you have all these teams shooting up or shooting down in performance, it's just like seeing who kind of carries themselves the same way. The whole should matter for a change like this, in my opinion.
I agree. I was about to take a drink of water, so I was less listening to you than I should have been.
Okay, that's fine.
Stay hydrated.
HausQueens brought to you by water. If you aren't drinking water, chat, you should be drinking water.
I should cover this logo.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
But yeah,
I can keep rambling.
Pisses me off. Yeah, please.
I can keep rambling if you want to drink some water. But yeah, it's just sort of like I totally lied. Now I feel like the pressure is on. Now I can't.
It's okay. I'm back.
There you go.
I'm quenched. The quenchiest.
The quenchiest. One quenchy boy. But yeah, I think it makes me sad to think, because now that they've beaten the Titans, I'm fully committed to the idea that the Justice could go 7-0 this stage, and it makes me sad to think that doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because they're already out of playoff contention.
Like, it doesn't, none of this even, it makes me upset. Because it feels like the stakes are just, like, through the ground now.
Yeah. I mean,
like, it's just, like, unless you're, like a really, really on the team where, like, every single map matters. But in the end, it didn't even matter.
It didn't even matter.
Like, unless you're, like, a really, really on the cusp team, none of this matters. Like, literally none of it. Which is, like, annoying. Because I wish at this point we could just see the on the cusp teams playing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would just make everything so much more exciting.
Because, I mean, what's the deal? We've got, like, 2 teams, I think. I think it's only Florida and Washington who are confirmed no matter what they do now. They can't make it even into play-ins. And then we've got, I want to say, definitely San Francisco. I don't know, maybe Vancouver, confirmed in the top 6.
I'm going to bring up the standings really quickly.
Okay, go for it. Because I know it's just...
actually know what we're talking.
Perhaps.
the assistant of chat because I'm sure you're better at reading this than I am.
Yeah, Kate says just
These
Florida.
standings are so scuffed right now. They're so ridiculous.
It's like what top two are like Atlanta and Washington right now.
Like,
it's like wow, we truly do live in a society.
San Francisco is at a cool third place throughout the entire. I think Obi's being a bad boy because I just heard my mom yell. But
hi, Obi.
Yeah, bad Obi.
We love him.
We do. So
but,
let's go to playoffs.
I mean, it's a lot more interesting to see these on the cusp teams for sure.
Obi has never done anything wrong a day in his life. I want you to live with him when he's super hungry and biting off every single thing that he can see that is on your body. Because then you might disagree.
I mean, I do that too when I'm hungry.
But yeah, and then we have these standings for like overall league playoffs are like Vancouver and New York are like obviously in the top. So like even seeing them play is just kind of like none of it matters anyway. So it's just like whatever.
I'm a lot more invested in these teams who are like
exactly like all of these teams that are like smack dab in the middle of like everything. Just like watching them play is just so much more exciting because there are actually stakes to be had.
And especially the ones who are like all of a sudden performing really well. Like Atlanta and Guangzhou, no bias, are both like a lot more fun to watch than they've been. I mean, Guangzhou, I've got a whole slew of reasons why I like watching Guangzhou now. Two of them's names are Frege and Bishu. And also just because, you know, after that nice little 23 map in a row loss streak they had going on for them, seeing them do well is nice. But yeah, in a perfect world, I'd like to see all 4 Chinese teams in playoffs, but you know, we'll see.
God, that would be lovely.
That's all I really want. That's all I really want.
Do you want to go over how play-ins are going to work? Because I'm still confused by it. I'm not sure if you're less confused because I'm absolutely clueless as to what is happening.
I don't entirely know the tournament structure. I'll totally admit that, but I can try and pull it up. I just know basically the top 6 make it to playoffs. Or at the end of the season, the top 6 in the standings make it, and then the last 2. It's a fight between everyone ranked from 7th to 12th playing a little tournament, which is what goes on between the last week of the stage and September 29th. They all play to figure out who the last 2 teams in playoffs are. But I should probably pull something up before I ramble about that because I don't want to like start running my mouth and then slowly but surely reveal I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anthony says, just win, Forehead. You're so right. Also, I called someone Forehead in like real life. Like
you said Pog.
I also said Pog to my mother earlier. Over text though, so it wasn't as annoying. But I was at dinner with my friend who just doesn't really know much of anything about games. And I love him to death. He's so lovely. He's gotten a shout out on this stream a few times now. His name is Daniel, and I love him. We were at dinner yesterday. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, I think he was deciding on whether or not he should dessert or something. And I was like, just order cannolis, Forehead. Like, and then he was like, did you just call me a forehead? And I was like, no, that's what that means.
No.
That's not what that means.
I've just been like, yes, I did. Rather do that than explain it.
Because I did explain it, and I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm a mess. And he was just like, you absolutely are. I'm going to hold it for you.
All right. Let me read Overwatch League website and other things I should probably know off the top of my head by now. First of all, Sigma will be playable in the season playoffs, which includes the season play-in tournament.
Exciting.
So he'll be there. Our Tozy boy will be present.
Please don't say that.
Okay. It's too late. I said it. It's catching
Shut the
on.
pod.
Yes, Kate. I said toes.
Nobody said toes. Leave.
All right. So the play-in tournament will be single elimination, all matches first to 4. The higher seeded team selects the first map, and the loser of each subsequent map picks from there. So kind of like playoffs.
Okay.
It starts on August 30th. It'll just be seeded based off of where things are at the end of the season. So the first two games are seed 9 versus seed 12, and seed 10 versus seed 11, and then seed 8 and 7 play the winners from Friday. All this will be on Disney XD, by the way. Smile.
Catch it live on Disney XD.
Disney XD.
Hey!
HausQueens brought to you by Disney XD.
Love that. Now we are sponsored, actually.
Yes, Disney XD
Not by
is
Poland Spring, but I mean Poland Spring, but by Disney XD. That's like the Apple phone versus the pear phone. I love that.
The banana phone.
The banana phone. Ah!
But yeah, whoever wins those two get to go to playoffs with the other teams. They get to go play with the big boys.
The big boys.
But and then starting in September 5th, playoffs start, because it's a double elimination bracket. So this is gonna go on for a nice long time.
That's exciting. Good. Less of a little lull in the action, because I know off season is always like low-key, high-key the worst part of being an Overwatch League stan. Yes, I did say stan instead of fan. You know who you are.
So what we said.
I quote what I quote. Grand finals were a year ago. Isn't that insane? I was going through my like Snapchat little memories thing that they like give you every day, and I was like clicking through it, and then I saw a bunch of chats from like grand finals because I was there last year. I went for both days, and I saw a video of DJ Khaled. A video of him just like, dancing or whatever the hell he was doing on that stage. And I took a video of it and then switched to my face and I started screaming, which is really relatable.
We're gonna post that on the Twitter. Stay tuned.
Oh God.
Twitter.com/HausQueens.
I guess, sure, whatever.
I don't know. We're not gonna do that.
I'm fine.
We
might. I don't know. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com. And here's Twitter.tv.
Twitter.tv. Oh my God.
Twitter.com/HausQueens.
I was not first in line for the NYXL pop-up, unlike you, because you're really prepared, Anthony. But I was very far from first in line. That's where I met Corey, who has been on the show before.
Oh, yeah.
AKA Queer Overwatch. Go give them a follow because they're lovely.
Yep.
That's where I met Corey, and it started raining.
Oh God.
And they were really, really sweet. I don't remember who it was that ran out, but a bunch of people ran out and like gave us like little bags to like put over our heads so that way we wouldn't get too wet.
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm Corey best human. Corey is the best human. I love them
We
with
stand
my
Corey.
entire being. We do stand Corey.
Mm-hmm.
House Queens were like Corey Queens. Am I right?
Up top, Corey.
But yeah, that was a weird tangent. But I love. Makes me excited for your localization next year because like local scenes are gonna get so lit and so crunk so quickly. Yes, I did just say crunk.
It's okay.
Out loud with my whole chest.
If Connors can say crunk, then we can say crunk.
You're so right. Ahaha. But yeah, things are getting wild towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna get wilder, I think.
Why do you say that, Darbara?
I don't know. For the suspense. Oh, hi, Corey.
Oh my God, Corey!
Corey's in chat.
Any Corey's in chat?
Any Corey's in chat.
I'm so excited for the NYXL knockdown to watch NYXL barely lose to the Titans. I'm actually so mad about that because that's like maybe 3 days after I leave Dublin. Unlucky.
Just don't go to Dublin. Smile. No, you'll be there for World Cup. Drinking with the Irish Overwatch team.
I'll post pictures. Just don't leave, angry face. I wish. I don't, but like, I wish I could take you all with me. That would be so much fun.
Oh,
if I could just like
drinking with Scally.
Yes,
Scally, if you're out there, we love you.
Could you imagine if I'm like actually drinking?
huge Scally fan, by the way.
That would be absolutely insane. I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Party it up. That's what you would do in that situation. That's what I do in that situation.
Here's a secret: I don't drink beer.
Oh, I'm lucky.
It doesn't taste good.
Right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do in that situation. But things are getting wonky
Mm-hmm.
in this chat right now. Chat, stream.
Mm-hmm. That's me bringing my completely chaotic influence back. This is why I'm not on the show. They've been desperately trying to keep me off so they can have actual conversations.
That's not true. I love having Darby on. I love how I say having Darby on as if guest. Like,
it's me.
A host.
It's me, the number one guest.
Darby, aka number one guest. Actually, number two guest because we have Corey.
Wow.
But
understandable. Have a nice day.
We have big events to wrap up the season. We're hitting the road again for Kit Kat Rival Weekend. What's
true.
that?
What is it? Oh, are we pretending we don't know what the Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend is?
I'm asking so that way you can.
It's the last homestand weekend. It's named after Kate Overwatch. It's true. Kit Kat Overwatch.
I can't believe you're famous.
I'm kind of jealous. Out of the 3 homestands, it just seems like the games of that one will be the most interesting, which they did on purpose. The Valiants are against... Who are they playing against? San Francisco and the Gladiators, so they're 2 big rivalries with names. And then a couple of other ones. I think New York and Titans play, and that'll be fun. Hangzhou and Shanghai play, which isn't really a rivalry, but it's also the first game they played in the season. So it's a nice little way to wrap it up.
The games are as follows.
Boston Atlanta will be interesting. Right, kid.
Atlanta, Dallas, Boston, New York, San Francisco, Vancouver, Gladiators versus Valiant, and then Hangzhou, Shanghai, Atlanta, Boston, New York, Vancouver, and then San Francisco, Valiant.
So a lot of really good games just for like from a purely fan perspective, even if some of them will probably be slap-arounds.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of these games are like between fan bases that are like really aggressive.
Yeah. Sorry, Boston fans in chat. It's gonna be rough. It's been rough for a while. Yeah, 10 teams already having finished the season. Why is Dallas here?
Why is Dallas here?
For fun. For funsies. To hit the road again.
You know how it be.
Look, they got their nice little fan base building thing when they got to go to Dallas and play some easy winnable games against Houston, who sucked at that point, and whoever else they played against in Dallas, I don't remember. It was a Valiant, and they sucked too. Back in the day, when Houston and the Valiant sucked.
Unfortunate.
Never forget.
Unlucky. But I'm excited to watch that from not America.
Yeah,
less excited to not be in New York for that. New York. If you're in New York, they're having a really big watch party for the NYXL Vancouver game, which should be really fun. If you go to the 5 Deadly Venoms Twitter, I'm sure they have information on that. Look at me plugging 5 Deadly Venoms as if I am actually a part of them and not an outsider.
Congratulations on working for 5 Deadly Venoms. Should I also plug the Washington Watch Party?
Oh, hell yeah.
Last Washington Watch Party, August 18th. I don't remember who they're playing, but it's at Penn Social, which is where the first one was, and that was a lot of fun. There was a photo booth. And
a photo booth.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll send you the pictures I took there. I look terrible in them, but they're cute. I got a big shield.
I love photo booths. I think they're so much fun. The NYXL, I think what makes the 5 Deadly Venoms / NYXL watch party so much fun in New York is just the energy. I don't remember who exactly it was leading chant at the Buffalo Wild Wings watch party that I went to. Anthony, if you're in chat, please tell me exactly what his name is because I don't know and I never got it.
Yeah, and Ethan, if you're in chat,
He
Buffalo
does.
Wild Wings.
Dubs, yeah, we got free wings, gang, gang. The guy who was leading chants, who was like announcing everything and yelling.
I was about to say Panda, and then I remember that's Washington.
Padromi, I can't pronounce that. I'm not gonna try, but he was really cool. He does a really good job of building hype and like making the energy really, really contagious. And like just the general chicken time. Just the general energy of like the entire event was really, really cool just because everyone there is into what you're into.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I'm really glad I started going to watch fires this season.
Me too.
But I don't have to drive
really
2 hours.
I was really apprehensive because of reasons that I won't get into. But I'm really glad that I started going because they're just so much fun. Please, if you're somewhere where you were able to go to like participate in your local scene and like root for your home team like with an actual people, please go and do that because that is seriously the most amount of fun that you'll have until localization happens.
It's so cool.
It is so cool. It's so awesome to be in like just a place full of people who like the same thing that you do. It's like grand finals except not.
One of my favorite moments of being an esports fan was still going to. I started the story and then remembered that I'm talking about Washington taking a map off New York. So oops. But the very first watch party for the Justice was for their game against New York, and I still remember like the crowd just exploding because nobody thought we were gonna even take a map off New York, and then we did, and it was just insane.
Like the energy there is always so much fun. So much fun. Kate, just drive, forehead.
Just go to Atlanta.
Just go to Atlanta.
Just come here. Just come to Washington.
Just move to the Northeast, forehead.
Just hang out with us.
Just do it.
Throw my car.
Start walking. Or get a bike or a scooter. Those are cool. Rollerblades. Those are cool. You can go real fast on rollerblades.
Hoverboard. Boosted board or whatever it's called.
One of those swagways, I think they're called.
Oh my god. Heelys.
Yes.
It's all sorts of fun and interesting ways to travel.
However way you can get to your local scene, go.
Exactly.
It's so much fun. It is so much fun to root for your home team with people who care. We went so off topic.
Yeah.
But I love that for us.
As we do. But, you know, it's important to support your local scene because a lot of it's team support now, but a lot of it's also just like organizations like Five Deadly Venoms or Vice and Virtue or stuff like that. It's just like people who care about esports doing stuff like that. So support that is my lesson.
Support your peers who care about the same thing that you do because everyone needs support. Like these organizations can't exist without people like you, so support them.
Yes.
Grand finals in Philly. A lot of the people from the Game Haus are going. I can't.
No, I'll FaceTime you and you can sit in my shirt pocket and watch the game.
No, take me to your forehead.
Of course.
I want like an actual.
Get one of those GoPro helmets.
Yes, I love that.
That'll be our vlog that we keep saying we're gonna do. It's like we should vlog when we go to esports events, and then I went to Atlanta and didn't vlog a single thing.
It's okay. It'll start when localization happens because that'll be easier. Because then we'll actually meet up and do things. Get one of those 360 cams. You want to pay for a 360 cam because those things expensive.
Subscribe to our HausQueens Patreon so we can raise money.
Tier 1 will get us, I don't know, a McDonald's Happy Meal. Tier 5 will get us a 360 cam. So, Anthony, you want to sub?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Exactly. That way we can actually do that. But, I love that for us.
Philly will be fun. We're not offering a toe tier.
I don't know, man. Think of the money.
Fair.
I
Sold.
don't know.
Sold. Ethan, don't interact.
Um. How many people from the Game House are going to Grand Final?
There's 10 of us in the Airbnb we're sharing, and I don't think that's everyone who's going. The Airbnb is going to be chaotic. No, well, 9 of us in the Airbnb are TGH, because I forgot Ethan's friend is coming too. But I know it's Connor and Rob and Nick, and then Felipe coming all the way up from Costa Rica. Yeah, I know, surprise, right?
Connor,
Yeah.
Rob, Nick,
Connor, Rob, Nick, Felipe, Kate,
in the same place.
yeah, then Kate and Mallory and Ethan and me. And I'm missing someone because this is only 8. Bradley. And then Ethan's friend Alfio, who is not part of TGH, but who is lovely from what I've heard, I assume.
I know. Jezzy was thinking about getting tickets.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if she did. But.
And then a couple of former TGH, it sounds like. Dave is going.
If you see any TGH people, especially any of the HausQueens, I'm sure if you see one of us, one of them, they'd be down to talk.
Yeah, say hi.
Don't be afraid to talk to people. If you ever see me at an event, for some reason, I don't leave the house. No, if you ever see any of us at an event, come talk to us. I love making friends. I know I'm intimidating. It's the eyeliner. Come talk to us, though.
Kate is not scary. I'll fight. Kate is a dear, and I love her with all my heart. And I nearly ran a woman. Nearly ran a woman over to hug her in an airport.
I love that for you. That's so wholesome. Yes, Anthony, please do say hi to me because I've definitely never met you.
That's true.
We're definitely not going to Raclette on Saturday because we're definitely not friends.
I love that for you.
But yeah.
I think we're a little over time, but we did start a little late.
Just a tiny bit.
We did start a little late, so I feel like it's even now.
Started.
But we talked about, support your scenes if you're in one of those places that has a scene, and also say hi to us if you see us on the street. Maybe not on the street, only at esports events. Don't talk to me otherwise. Please don't talk.
If you see me, pretend you didn't. No, I know I'm okay with like just being like if you recognize me, oh my god, that would be imagine just like walking around and just being like recognized.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
Because someone like watches the stream. I would cry. I know I would weep.
That happened to me at one of the Washington events, the Justice meet and greet when they came to DC. Somebody's like, "You interviewed Stratus's mom," and it was like, "Ah!"
That's so cool! Oh my god, I love that. That's so sick.
Like perhaps I shed a tear, and then I swallowed it down.
That would be insane.
Yeah, we do love Christine. Mrs. Yankel, if you're watching, I love you.
We love you. Mwah.
And your son.
You're always going to be our mom.
And your weird cryptid son.
We do love Christine.
We do love Christine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do we have any last things to say before we go offline here?
Big fan of chat. Thank you for all hanging out. I think we're going back to bi-weekly after this.
Yeah, we are.
Oh no.
Last week was it?
Miranda, your favorite robot.
Oh no. Am I good?
No.
That's fine.
Okay, it's fine. We're wrapping up anyway. That's the universe saying it's time to stop.
Unfortunate. Because I wanted to say goodbye.
Oh, there you go. You're good again. You can say goodbye
I'm good?
now.
Okay, cool. I don't remember what we were talking about, but my last words before I go off for probably the
Don't go.
last time in a hot minute and a half.
Oh.
I love all of you. Thank you guys for hanging out. Watch the VOD if you're just tuning in now. And be kind to one another. It costs $0.00 to not be an asshole. And if you see me, say hi. And follow me on Twitter to see what I'm doing when I'm not on this podcast literally every other week. Because I was on besides the last in June, and I'm sure everyone got tired of seeing my face every week. But if you weren't tired, if you want to see more of me, follow me on Twitter. Follow Darby on Twitter. Both of our ats are above our heads. My at is also the same as my at on Instagram, and my Discord tag thing.
Yeah. Same
I don't
here.
know how that works.
Same here. We have brands.
We're one of those people whose at is literally the same on everything, which is cute.
Mm-hmm. We love that for
it's
us.
a brand. But yeah. Have a good night, and I love all of you, and I will see you guys soon, hopefully.
Yeah, big fan. Bye.
Bye.